And good morning, third grade and fourth grade math wizards. Let's get started with our Eureka math. Once again, Eureka is a Latin phrase that when translated into English means, I have found it. And what have we found? We have found the best way to learn math concepts, and that, scholars and students, is more valuable than gold itself. All right, let's look at our objective today. We're going to use place value strategies. And the associative property, here's the associative property, a number, n times m times 10 equals n times m times 10, where n and m are less than 10, to multiply by multiples of 10. So we're going to be working with 10 again, just like we were doing yesterday. I hope you remember, I know I did. Let's go right to our fluency practice. It says right in the parentheses. Right in the parentheses. He got hit right in the parentheses, we could say. No, that didn't happen. So let's take a look at the following equation. Go ahead and write this down with me. 4 times 5 equals 2 times 2 times 5. Now, where in the world would you put the parentheses? Well, let's take a look at the parentheses. Uh-oh. Whenever I say the word parentheses, you know who comes around. Did I hear somebody say the word parentheses? Why, yes you did, Math Mutt. How are you? Oh, I am fine. I heard you say parentheses, so I thought I'd come by and see what all the parentheses are about. You know how much I love parentheses and all things that start with P, but especially parentheses. Well, I knew how much you love parentheses. What do you love about them? I love that you do them first. Parentheses go first, just like Math Mutt. I like to be first in line. Well, I know you do, Math Mutt, but you can't always be first. But the parentheses, they're always first, aren't they? Well, in math, the parentheses always are first. So let's get right on it, okay, Math Mutt? Maybe you can help me throughout the lesson. I would like that very much. All right, well, thank you, Math Mutt. What do you suppose, Math Mutt? Are we going to put the parentheses on this problem here? We have 4 times 5 equals 2 times 2 times 5. Well, I see that the times 5 and the times 5, they are the same, right? Yes, they are. So maybe we put the parentheses around 2 times 2. Well, let's see how that looks, Math Mutt, and we'll see if you're right or not. I have a feeling when it comes to parentheses, you're usually right. So we say 4 times 5 equals, and we'll put 2 times 2, there's the parentheses, times 5, all right? So let's take a look. We know that 4 times 5 is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So we could say that 20 equals this equation. And write this down with me, 2 times 2, which is 4, times 5. You dig that, Daddy-O? I certainly do. Let's keep on going with a few more. We'll go up like this. And we'll go with, let's do 6 times 4 equals 6 times 2 times 2. Well, we know that 6 times 4 equals what? 6, 12, 18, 24. So we can say that 24 equals 6 times, and where would I put the parentheses? I would put it right here. 2 times 2 is 4. So that's where we put the parentheses. We'll continue on. And let's do, this would be a fun one right here. Let's do 6 times 6 equals 6 times 2 times 3. So we know that 6 times 6, that's one we could think about. 6 times 5 is 30, so 6 times 6 would be 36, right? So 36 equals 6 times, and we put the 2 times 3 in parentheses, because 2 times 3, of course, equals 6. Let's continue on with our math. And we'll do 4 times 7 equals 2 times, oops, I already did the parentheses for you. 2 times 2 times 7. So we have 4 times 7. What's 4 times 7? 7, 14, 21, 28. So we can say that 28 equals 2 times 2, there's the parentheses, times 7, because 2 times 2, of course, is 4. Let's head on over here to see what's what. And we'll start off with 7 times 8 equals 7 times 4 times 2. Where do you think the parentheses are going to go? Well, we know 7 times 8. Remember our little trick? 7 times 8, 5, 6, 7, 8 equals 56. So where would the parentheses go? We already have the 7 there, so that'd have to be the 4 times 2, and it'd be 7 times 4 times 2. Excellent. And I'm going to do one more, and you're going to do the parentheses, of course, and figure this one out. We'll do 8 times 4 equals 8 times 2 times 2. So I know that 8 times 4, you can figure that out using your math chart and figure out where the parentheses go. I think you've got this down. We've done this quite a few times. And hopefully you got it pretty soon. You're writing it down. And we know 8 times 4. 8 times 4 is what? Just take a look at your math chart. You'll find that it's 32. So 32 would equal 8. And I hope you put the parentheses around the 2 times 2 to show the 4. So there we have it. Let's go on over here to our application problem. So turn your page over. And our application problem. It says model 3 times 4 in a place value chart. We did some of this yesterday. Then explain how the array can help you solve 30 times 4. Well, we're going to use the place value chart to help us solve 30 times 4 as well. So let's make the place value chart. And we're going to have tens and ones. There's our place value chart. So what are we doing? We're doing 3 times 4, okay? So let's just do that. 3 times 4 ones. There's one group of 4 ones, 2 groups of 4 ones, and 3 groups of 4 ones. Now, what if we were to take this, and it's 12, right? And we're going to solve 30 times 4. Couldn't we just shift it over to the tens? Let's take a look and see if that would work for 30 times 4, okay? So we have our tens and our ones, and we'll do 30, and we'll times it 4 times. Are we ready for that? So 30 times 4. So we have 40, excuse me, 30 times 1, 30 times 2, 30 times 3, and 30 times 4. What do we get? We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The same thing we get over here. All right, so let's see, what will this equal? How many tens? It equals 12 tens, right? And we can write down, let's go ahead and write this down about explaining how the array can help you solve 30 times 4. We could say the array, and I'll slow down, shows 3 ones times 4 equals 12 ones. 30 times 4, which is equal to 12 tens, or 120. So you see, we just move them over 1 when we multiply by a 10, because our 3 up here became 30. All right, so go ahead and copy that down so you get a better understanding of all this. Go ahead and pause if need be. We're going to move on to the concept development. And let's go ahead and start off with 40. Times 2. So 10 times what number gives us a product of 4? So we're doing 10 times a number equals 40. What number would go there? Well, of course, it's going to be 4. So let's rewrite this equation to make it look like this using the associative property. 10 times 4, which is 40, right? times 2. Now, why do you think I put this in parentheses? So the parentheses just reminds us that we put 10 times 4 where 40 used to be. So let's take a look and just kind of change the parentheses around like we've done before. And watch what we do. We're going to go 10 times 4 times 2. Won't this make it kind of easy for us? And remember, we do the parentheses first. So what is this parentheses? 4 times 2 is 8. And we're left with 10 times 8. Well, we know that would equal 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, right? So our product of 10 times 8 is 80. So this goes all the way back to our original problem. What is the answer to 40 times 2? We just broke it down a little bit using the associative property, so it is 80 as well. A lot of people just do 4 times 2 is 8 and throw on the 0. Okay, that's one way to do it as well. We're going to flip this paper over, okay? Going to flip the paper over and use just a blank piece of paper. Mine says concept development on it, that's okay. So we're going to have this piece of paper, and we're going to do 20 times 3, okay? So that could equal, how can we break this down? We can go 10 times 2 times 3. But we can make it a little easier. 10 times 2 is 20, right? Let's shift it around and go 10 times 2 times 3, right? What's 2 times 3 is 6, and 10 times 6, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. So 20 times 3 is 60. We're going to do another one. And this problemo is, let's do 30 times 3. So we go 10 times 3, right? Times 3. So 30 times 3. 10 times 3 is 30 times 3. Same thing as up here. But now let's shift that over, shift the parentheses to this. 10 times 3 times 3. Well, we know 3 times 3 is 9. We just bring down the 10 times, and what do we get? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. So 30 times 3 equals 90. Okay, we're going to keep on going and moving on. Pause if you need to. And I have on your desk some extra scratch paper to use, so feel free to get that out if you need to. And we're going to do 50 times 2. What are we going to break the 50 into? We're going to break it into 5 times 10, right? 5 times 10 times 2. Well, let's see what we can do here. We have 5 times 10 times 2. Actually, I'm going to go 10 times 5, right? That makes it a little easier. So let's shift it over. No parentheses. We're going to do 10 times 5 times 2. There's the parentheses I'm looking for. And 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 10 equals 100. So 50 times 2 must equal 100 as well. Okay? And we'll grab another piece of scratch paper. Mr. Eggs is burning through the scratch paper. And let's continue on with our next problem. We're going to do 3 times, write this down, 3 times 6 ones, right? So what would that equal? 3 times 6 ones. Well, let's give it a shot. We'll do our place value chart, and we'll do tens and ones. Okay, I want a little room around here. So we're doing 3 times 6 ones. Let's make 6 ones and do it 3 times. There's 1 time, 2 time, and 3 times. So what do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we get 18. But now we're going to scooch around a little bit and watch what we do to solve this problem. We're going to take our place value chart. Let's go ahead and do the place value chart. And we'll do tens and ones, okay? So now let's do 3 times 6 ones times 10, all right? So we're going to do the same thing, 3 times 6 1. There's 1 group of 6, 2 groups of 6, and 3 groups of 6. There's my 3 times 6 ones. We know that's 18 from up above. But now we're going to multiply it by 10. So all we do is we shift over to the 10's place value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we have 18 ones times 10. And that equals 18 tens, right? 18 tens are right there. What do 18 tens equal? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180. See how that all works out so nice and neatly? We're going to do one more. So grab another piece of scratch paper. I got lots of it. We have lots of it. And what we're going to do is, let's do, excuse me, folks. Want to make sure I get this right. We do have it right. We're all right. So let's write down the following. We're going to go with 4 times 5 in parentheses times 10. So let's figure out the 4 times 5 first. And I know you know that off the top of your heads, but let's go ahead and do it this way. So it's 4 times 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 once. 1, 2, 3, 4 twice. 1, 2, 3, 4 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4 5 times. What do we got? 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. We have 21s, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to multiply these 21s by 10, right? So what do I have to do? All I got to do is shift over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we multiplied 20 ones, right, by 10 to get 20 tens. So what do 20 tens equal? Well, of course they equal 200. Let's just break this down like we did in the last one. We're going to go 4, right, times 5 ones, whoops, terrible ones, times 10 equals 20 ones, right there, times 10 equals 20 tens, which equals 200. Voila! Please get out your problemo set. We're going to go do the problem set now. So it is problem set. So I guess going to go over here and grab himself a problem set because I'm not at my desk. So please turn in your problemo set to page, ooh, this is going to be a fun one, page 57, and we're also going to need page 58 and 59, 57, 58, and 59. Let's see what we got going here. Find out what's what in the Eureka Math World problem set time. Here we go. We got page 57. Is this the right one? Yeah, is it? Oh no, I got the wrong one. I got lesson 21. We need lesson 20. Oh, mio mio. So once again, I go back to I was looking at that going, something doesn't seem quite right here. So lucky for you, it's only 2 pages, 55 and 56. And you guys are so incredibly smart, you'll have no problem with this, and you could work on it on your own, or you could follow along with Mr. Leggett. We're doing page 56 and 57. Today's date, of course, it's the 27th, but it's the 28th because I'll be showing this to you tomorrow. Got that? I knew that you did. So let's head right to our math. Gonna get out a smaller pen. Let's read our instructions. It says, use the chart to complete the equations, then solve. The first one has been done for you. Take a look at this. The first one has been done for us. So we see that it's 2 times 4 times 10. We did 2 times 4, multiplied it by 10, and we got 80. Let's go to the next one. 2 times 4 times 10. So equals 2 times 4 tens. Well, there's 2 times 4 tens, right? 4 times 10 is 40. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So that would equal 80. I think you'll get the hang of this as we move along. Let's go over right here. We have 3 times 5 times 10. So it's asking how many ones times 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we're left with 15 ones times 10. Just shift it over. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150. You guys getting this? I know a lot of you, probably all of you, will just be zipping right along saying, leaving Mr. Leggett in the dust. Come back. Help. Help. Here we go. 3 times 5 times 10. All right, so let's take a look at this. It's going to equal 3 times how many tens? 5 times 10. So what would that equal? 3 times how many tens? Think about this. 3 times how many tens? Well, that'd be 50, right? 5 times 10 is 50, so it'd be 5 tens, right? So we come over here and we do 3 times 5 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 tens. What do 15 tens equal? We just did it over here. They equal 100 and 150, not and. We don't say and here. Let's flip the page over. It says, place parentheses. Uh-oh, here he comes again. I heard you say parentheses again. You've been saying it so much. Can I help with this problem? Of course, Math Mutt. Why don't you read the problem to us, the directions? I like very much. It says, place parentheses in the equations to find the related fact. That's something you must do. So you do squiggly line, Mr. Leggett. Oh yes, thank you, Math Mutt. Then solve. Something else you need to do. The first one has been done for you. That's something you know, so you just do straight line. Well, thank you for helping out, Math Mutt. We really appreciate it. I appreciate you. What a wonderful dog he is. All right, so the first one's done for us. 2 times 20 equals 2 times 2 times 10. Then we shift the parentheses over to 2 times 2 equals 4 times 10 is 40. Let's see what we got over here. 2 times 30 equals 2 times 3 times 10. Shifted the parentheses to 2 times 3. What's 2 times 3? 6. What's 6 times 10? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So we can see that 2 times 30 equals 60. Let's cut on down here. 3 times 30 equals 3 times 3 times 10. Let's put the parentheses around the 3 times 3. What's 3 times 3? 3, 6, 9. 9 times 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And there we go. 3 times 30 equals 90. We'll head over here. 2 times 50 equals 2 times 5 times 10. Where am I going to put the parentheses? Right here to make things easy for me, right? What's 2 times 5? 5, 10. 10 times 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Let's look at our last problem. Gabriella solves 20 times 4 by thinking about 10 times 8. Explain her strategy. Well, think about it. What did she do here? She took 20 times 4, right? And then she thought about it as 10 times 8. So she doubled the 4. So we'll put 4 times 2, and then she made the 20 half, which is 10. See how she did that? So then we had 10 times 8 equals 80. So that's kind of how Gabriella went about it, right? So another way to do it would have been, let's just take a look at one more way. We could have gone 20 times 4 and go ahead and write this down, and we could have gone 10 times 2 times 4, and then we could have shifted it. This is the right way to do it, Mr. Leggett, forget that way. We could have shifted it and gone 10 times 2 times 4, which equals 10 times 8. You guys probably got that right. You're all, Mr. Leggett, what are you doing on that one? That one was a little too crazy. So there we have it. Put this in your binder for your homework tonight. It's pretty much going to be the same thing, just a little few differences here and there. And there we have it. Wah, wah, wah. We are done with the math for now.